Welcome to the Blast Podcast. Hey, we're back with season number 2. This is our second year. I'm so excited. And it's September. So I wanted to do a whole month, for teachers, because I am so in awe of teachers. Both of my parents were teachers. And so month of September is about teachers, okay? All right, so let me just tell you, this is Blessed. You're here at the Blessed Podcast. You know that Blessed is more than just a hashtag. You already know that. But now I need you to make sure that you get this in your spirit. You have to make a daily decision to be blessed. It's not about your stuff. It's not about the people around you. It's about your mindset. You have to make a daily decision to be blessed. We are on WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network Incorporated, and we are a nonprofit charitable radio broadcast with the mission to empower, encourage, and educate. Now, if you are enjoying Blessed, if you enjoyed it last year, if you're going to enjoy it this year, please donate. Go to www.wytv7.org and donate. We are feeding families. We are feeding firemen. And hey, at the end of the year, we give out 3 or 4 scholarships every year to children who are going off to college. So without further ado, I want to welcome and introduce you to my guest. She gave me her bio. I'm going to show y'all. She gave me her bio. She look all cute and stuff. I'm probably not going to read it because you know what the problem is? I know her. Y'all know how I do. I always invite people I know because I know some good people. I'm so excited. So Yvette Temple, we went to FAMU together. We met when we first got to FAMU as college freshmen, away from home for the first time. Strike, Rattler, strike. Okay.
And strike again.
And strike again. Yes. And Yvette is a teacher. So I'm going to let her just tell you all her accolades because, you know, teachers are just so special. Hey, Yvette, girl.
Well, hello, everybody. And thank you for having me here on WYTV7. I am so excited about being here since school just started. So I have lots to share on the school side and lots to share on the business side. But I have been teaching in South Florida this is actually year 28.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot of years.
28 years, girl. 28 years. I have taught grades 2nd grade through 8th grade and over the last few years. I'm right now teaching middle school. I have my bachelor's degree in elementary education from FAMU. And I also have my master's degree in educational leadership from Barry University. Mm-hmm. However, I'm still in the classroom, and that's a whole nother story we won't even get into today.
Well, I do want you to tell them what you teach, though.
I teach intensive reading. So I work with students that are still struggling with reading comprehension and vocabulary and have gotten so far as to middle school and still have a problem with some reading deficits.
See, now that to me, like when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to talk about your business, but we have to talk about that because there's so many parents out there that's doing virtual school and even the ones that are going to school. And when all this is over, but people need to help their children learn how to read. So yes. What can they do? What can we do as parents and grandparents and all that stuff?
Okay, so you know me. You said you know me. We've known each other for years. I'm just going to be straight up honest. Take away these gadgets and put a book in their hand.
No more
period.
Mic drop. That's it. What'd you say? Just boom. So explain what you mean because, you know, some people pride themselves at these iPads and, you know, they have educational stuff. But, you know, are kids really looking at the educational stuff?
Yeah,
probably
that part.
Not. Even with the educational stuff, like, I mean, you know, does it do what teachers need for them to do, or really is it about them reading the actual book and telling the parent what the book was about?
I mean, there are numerous applications and software out here that work very well. if the students work on it. So it then becomes a matter of fidelity. Are they actually doing the work that's a part of these applications and software? Or are they just having it open and they're doing something else and not really paying attention? So that's where, in my case, I say if you put a book in their hand, that's all they have. There's no other tab to open. There's nothing else for them to be distracted by. Just the words and the pictures, the illustrations that are on the page that will have them thinking more about what's on the page than what's in the other tab they're hiding behind the book or thing they're trying to read.
Which is like, I know all the secrets. I know
yes, hunty, yes.
So, okay, so as a parent, just doing this virtual stuff though, because now you just made a valid point that now it's like, if I'm working from home in another room and they're in the dining room doing that, and I'm thinking that they're on the computer doing what they're supposed to do, but they might not really be on the computer doing what they're supposed to do.
No, we've had to actually set up a very stringent system for my high schooler as well, who was in 10th grade last year when all of this went down and just starting his last 9 weeks. Now, mind you, it was a struggle with him with some of his learning disabilities and things that we had going on. And in all actuality, he ended the 4th quarter of the year online with straight A's, which we hadn't seen since 6th grade.
Wow.
So it became like developing a very systematic routine of checks and balances. Like we know what his assignments were every day. It got to, because of his ADD, we had to write things out on like index cards, and it was check this off as we went along. So you have to have a system in place. No, you just can't trust your kid that loves to watch YouTube and TikTok and streaming movies on their devices, that they're in another room doing what they're supposed to be doing while you're over there trying to make the bread. So it becomes a matter of having routines in place and holding them accountable for doing what they say and what they know they need to do.
Okay.
And that's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah, I'm like, you were talking about a high school or a teenager, but I'm here in Omaha with a 5-year-old. I'm just glad that the school district that she goes to is really small.
Mm-hmm.
They only had 12 kids in a classroom anyway.
Oh, wow.
So, right. So they could space those kids out. As long as they got masks, they have been fine. But, teachers have been complaining about that for a long time. Like, hey, we need smaller classrooms. And right. I guess now with COVID, people's like, yep, exactly. We need some.
We'll see. We'll see how it works out because, we don't know how long this is going to last. And, with them, rushing to open schools up and businesses up. And once you start piling people in any small space for an extended period of time, there lies the problem with COVID. Mask or no mask, because they're still touching things in that same room all day long.
All day long. Can you imagine the poor little kindergarten teachers just got to go and wipe everything down because those kids?
No, we still do as well.
Oh, you guys do too?
Oh, yeah, we have to as well in between classes. Doorknobs, desks, chairs, yes.
Wow, it's a lot.
So it's really going to cut down on instructional time. And yeah, it's, yeah.
So, you just made, you said it's going to cut down on instructional time. So sounds like what's going to happen, it's still, even though they go to school, the parents are going to still have to do a little bit more work. Because
probably.
If you can't get all the instruction in, you might need them to watch
every day. I have to cut down 15 minutes or 10 minutes to clean desks, to wipe doorknobs, and kids can't handle those substances. So who's left to do it? The teacher. You can't hand them a wipe or, a spray bottle and say, hey, clean this. No, you can't.
Wow. God bless you teachers that are out there and back to work. And even the ones that are doing the virtual stuff, because that's got to be difficult. So, my son just started his first teaching job. He's so excited. And, but it's all virtual. And I'm like, wow, how can you do marching band virtually?
Yeah.
And then he has a piano class, I mean, he can do his theory, no problem, but the kids don't want to get on there and actually play the
And do
piano,
some stuff.
not
Right.
do theory. And so
Right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just a lot going on, but it's something that can be done, but it's going to take teamwork.
It's going to take teamwork. It's going to require a lot of adjusting, and it's different, definitely for teachers as well as students, because even though we were thrown into it in March, now we're starting the year this way, and we have a database to go by. So in March, we know what went wrong. We know what went right. So we have to do more of what went right and fix a lot of the things that went wrong so we can start the year off smoothly. But I will tell you right now, yesterday was our first day of school. And as I was driving into school, I got an email that said, the district portal is down.
Oh no.
Which means nobody can sign in to anything related to the school district. I'm like, okay, this is fun already. This is really fun already.
Wow. But at least you guys were actually in school and you guys weren't at home virtually and everything shut down. Because in LA,
our kids are virtual.
Shut down. Oh,
yeah, our kids are totally virtual. We opened totally virtual. But I opted to go in to teach from my classroom. So teachers had the option to teach from their classroom or teach from home. But we started the year virtually, 100%.
Oh, okay.
So kids were at home, couldn't log in anywhere across the district. Teachers, administrators, nobody could log in to even check email, let alone pull up the Google Classroom or the Google Meet to start class.
Wow.
Yeah,
I think that can tell you that happened in LA too. So it's like, I think maybe it was everywhere. I wonder if it happened other places. Maybe a teacher that's listening out there, you can chime in and type in and let us know, yep, it happened here too. But oh my gosh. So let me tell you, y'all, this woman right here, I love, she has this slogan, this phrase that she uses for her business. And I need y'all to hear this. It's so cool. And then she's going to tell y'all about the business. Give us your slogan.
My slogan is, my tagline is, I help teachers turn their skills into dollar bills.
Yeah. I love it. Turning skills into dollar bills. So tell us, first of all, what do you do and what made you start doing that?
So outside of teaching for 28 years, when I realized about 4 or 5 years ago how close I was getting to that 30th years where I could retire, even though I don't have the age, I was like, baby, 30 is it. I can't do no more than that. I decided I needed to start figuring out my plan B. What was I going to do, or who was I going to be when I decided to retire at year 30, which will be like 53, 54 years old. It's not a long time away. And I looked into entrepreneurship. So at first it was, I just want to help women, single women like myself, live their best life and, be more productive and whatever. And that didn't work out so much because it was too broad. Mm-hmm. It was too wide of an idea. And I had to really think about, there are other teachers out here like myself who are coming up to retirement or who really are like ready to leave the classroom, but don't know what to do. I hit that mark several times in my career. Year 8, I was ready to leave. Year 11, I wanted to leave. Year 14, I was like, you know what? I need to leave. But I didn't know what to do. So it wasn't about, and it took me up until about a few years ago to realize it's not about your degree. It's about the skills that you possess. It's about the talents, the gifts that you have been given that you should learn how to monetize. Because somewhere in the 29 million people that are in this country or on the planet, in this country, somebody in that group needs to know what you know. It's just as simple as you just asked me, what do teachers need to know about teaching, homeschooling or working with their kids at home? I could go on forever about that, but that's not really what I'm passionate about. I need to help teachers who are underpaid, who are overworked, who are looked over in the classroom, even out in their communities. But now we're a big thing because we've been deemed essential. learn how to monetize what they have so you can supplement your income if you want to stay in the classroom, or if you're ready to leave or it's almost time for you to leave, that you know how to monetize those skills that you've garnered over your career as an educator.
Yeah, and it's so interesting that you say that because, I think you guys should make a whole, they need to at least double your salaries, like off the top. They need to double your salaries. But because they're not where they should be, a lot of teachers do find themselves in a place where they have to have a part-time job. And if they have a family, then they're away from their kids and their husband or their wives, even that much more, and it's like, that's a lot. That's a lot. So what you're doing, teaching them how to turn their skills into dollar bills, and most of them, I would think that they could probably do it on their own time. They don't have to go punch a clock to do that.
No.
They can set
the
their
problem
hours.
is with that becomes they have to learn how to clock out of the schoolhouse. See, when we get out of that teacher mentality and get into the teacherpreneur mentality, you don't bring schoolwork home anymore. You don't do lesson plans on the weekend because you're building your business on those evenings. You're building your business on weekends, on Christmas break, Thanksgiving break, summer break. You're working your business. But a lot of teachers are still stuck in that mentality. Well, I didn't get it done at school. I'm going to take it home and do it at home. And then you cart home all this stuff and you're still working off the clock for free.
Right.
And not building a business. So the first thing I do is work on changing that mindset, honey.
That was right. I was about to say that mindset because you only get paid for certain hours. Why are you working for free outside of those hours? And if, I know they give most people, they give you like an hour planning time,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm sure there's teachers that instead of planning, they're doing other stuff. They're letting kids come in there and they're doing, but they're not.
It's always, and it's teachers because we have a love for the job. We love the job. For me, it's like my classroom has to look a certain way. I got to have this available for students. I want to make my, this, and I'm making templates and I'm making this and I'm doing that. So there's always more to do if that's how you operate in the classroom. We can continue on and, keep creating and creating and creating things. But my thing is, for me, and what I do as a teacherpreneur coach is create additional streams of income.
Right.
Take all of that you're doing to create for your classroom, and you can still monetize that. But you've got to find the time. You've got to invest the time to do it. Just like you give at this classroom.
I heard somebody say, well, they don't feel comfortable selling stuff that they use for their class. It's because they do it for the school for free, but then but it's like the lesson plans. I was like, but those people don't go to your school. The kids at your school get your lessons because your school paid for that. But anybody outside of your class, they're not privy to that. So you can charge them for that.
Exactly. This is a prime example of one of my newer clients, and she was in the boot camp that you attended as well. She works in a high school, and the whole Bitmoji classroom is all the rage right now. Yeah. And she was going around her school helping everybody. A bunch of teachers set up this Bitmoji classroom. And I'm like, ma'am, are you charging? She's like, oh no, I just go. And I'm like, no. Let them know that you're having a class on this particular Saturday, and then it's cost this much. So not only did she earn money that way, but we created it into a workshop, a Saturday morning workshop, where she had 14 other teachers attend and made $500 in an hour and a half. Come on now. Where they do that at? For doing something she was giving away for free. And so she was like, oh no, but everybody's doing it. And they have all kind of free templates online and they have Facebook groups for that. I'm like, but nobody can teach it the way you teach it. So.
And some of those, right. And obviously those people wanted to hear how she did it. And there's probably other people around the country that would like to learn it from her.
And they were from, she's in Georgia. We were from Florida. There was Texas and Georgia, Connecticut. People from all over took this class. Like some people she knew, some people she didn't know. And that's the power of internet marketing.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. So what would you tell a young teacher starting out? Because, they're definitely not thinking about 30 years down the line or anything like that. What would you tell them as far as, encouraging them to start their teacherpreneur bit, early, to start early with it?
To think about whatever it is that you are passionate about. And it's not always something you're passionate about, because this Bitmoji classroom workshop wasn't something she was dying to do. If there's a need in the marketplace and you're the expert and you have knowledge about that particular thing, you can monetize it, because there's always somebody willing to learn from you. Learn what you know, learn about all the tips and strategies and the how-tos to get something done. So a new teacher who's coming in may not be as well versed in educational pedagogy and classroom management and all this kind of stuff, but you do have some skills maybe outside of the classroom that you have that somebody else might want to know about. But wow. Right now, with everything that's happening with this internet learning, soak up all you can. Learn every Google extension that they're throwing at you. Keep a catalog, because those in turn can become classes and workshops that you monetize. Once you learn it, you know how to do it, you can now teach somebody else.
Yeah, that, you know what, because I was just thinking about my son, because, as a music teacher, he's over the marching band. He's constantly creating, orchestrating songs, popular songs from the radio for the kids to play in the marching band. I was like, I know there are schools who don't have a band teacher like you, who not going to take the popular songs that these kids are listening to and make them for a marching band. I was like, I'm sure you could probably get paid to do that for some people, or show them what you do and show them how to do. And I'm like,
an online course.
An online course to how to listen to a song and orchestrate it using the whatever the software that he uses.
Yes.
Oh,
that's why people, you have so many gifts and talents, and you say you're blessed, but you have to step out of your comfort zone, get away from the fear, and know that if you have a skill that someone else that wants to learn how to do what you do, they want to pick your brain. They can't pick your brain for free. Put a price tag on it. Put a price tag on it. Make it a class,
so you get a lot of different people. You do it one time instead of doing it every day. We just say, put it all together, get a price tag,
package it. Yes.
Your $500.
Package your blessings. Package your gifts. Package your skills. Package it. Put a price tag on it, and then offer it to those who need it. Because there are people out here, they need everything.
Package it, put a price tag on it. I love it. So where can people find you? How can they get in touch with you?
I am destined to shine on all platforms, and that's DYSTINED, the number 2, shine. Gotta spell it because I'm different. On Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and of course on TikTok. So
you have to tell us about your TikTok before it's time to go, because everybody was talking about your TikTok. Really, you dance a lot, because you used to be a dancer at BAM.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
And it came out because some of my students was like, "Oh, Miss Temple, do this TikTok with us," and I'm like, "A what?" They didn't know that I already knew, but I was like, "Okay, teach it to me." So it was some kids that had earned lunch with the teacher with me. So they taught me a couple of little TikToks, and I was like, "Oh, tag me in it." They were like, "Oh, you have a TikTok?" So I'm like, "Yeah." Okay, so that's how it started. And then I did, we went back to school, and I did a video, the Renegade dance, which is now over 1 million views. And it's crazy because people are still watching it and liking it and commenting on it. And I posted it back in February.
Wow.
It's crazy, but it's fun, and it's helped me lose a few pounds in the process too, learning all those dances.
We can get some TikTok dancing going on. Well, I really appreciate you being here and coming and talking to me and the viewers. And you know what, everybody, you just have to change your mindset because that's
Yes.
all we're talking about. We're blessed. We are blessed if we change our mindset. We are blessed to do whatever we need to do. God has He gave us everything we needed.
Yes, he has.
We're constantly praying to Him, and He like, I already gave it to you. I already gave it to you. You just got to discover it. It's changing your mindset and looking at things differently. And
yes.
finding people like Yvette so you can become destined to shine. So you can be a teacherpreneur who turn in their skills into dollar bills.
Come on now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to put everything up so people can reach out to you. Do you have anything coming up? I know school just started, so you may not have anything coming up, a workshop or something.
That's something coming up. The mastermind is still open. It actually starts on Monday, September 8th, but the mastermind is open, and we have a few spots left for the mastermind. That's where I walk you through step by step how to start your business, how to launch and build right from the ground up. And there'll be some other things coming in the works real soon.
Okay, so this is after that we recorded before, but it's gonna be after. So if they still want to, they can kind of reach out to you and they can maybe hop into that mastermind that started on Monday, but today is Wednesday, but they can still jump in on it. So they if you want, if you're interested, call now. As soon as you stop watching this, reach out, not call, but
Yvette at destinedtoshine.com. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I will see you guys next week. And remember, what God has done for others, He will do the same thing for you. Be blessed.
Amen.